now move on, and we would like to invite to welcome our Executive Dean, and I'll just do an introduction with his bio, which is quite an impressive bio, so I will read most of it. Our Executive Dean is Professor Uwe Dulleck, and some of you will know Uwe from his time at QUT, but also through his research in social marketing, which I will discuss. So Professor Dulleck, Uwe obtained his PhD at Humboldt University in Berlin in 1999. Before Uwe joined QUT, he was a professor of economics at the University of Linz in Austria and an assistant professor at the University of Vienna. His publications can be found in the American Economic Review, Journal of Economic Literature and the Economic Journal, the Journal of Public Economics, International Journal of Industrial Organisation, the Scandinavian Journal of Economics, and many others. Uwe is a behavioural economist and has led numerous behaviour change projects working with government and the public service on topics ranging from intellectual property to participation of Indigenous students in education and the uptake of biomedical technology. Uwe co-led the first ARC Industrial Transformation Training Centre in Australia out of a business school, and he is on the ARC College of Experts and is an advisor to the behavioural team in the Prime Minister and Cabinet. Since arriving at the University of Canberra in late 2023, Uwe has transformed our faculty with a new faculty mission working with governments and for society, which is really appropriate here in Canberra, the nation's capital. Uwe has embraced social marketing as a sister discipline to behavioural economics, so he's not a typical economist. Please welcome Professor Uwe Dulleck.
Thanks, Rochelle, and I think you took away half my notes now. I thought I'd start out by saying, as a dean, you get always the chance to say a few words at conferences. And usually it's a hard work because you think, how can I convince people in the room that I'm really interested in hearing about what this conference is about? This one was very easy, and Rochelle gave away half of the reasons why. We did a lot of work jointly, and I actually even found my name on one of the papers that is presented here, which is great to see. We did a lot of work together, and I think this conference is a little bit of working together. Just picking up on Aunt Violet's welcome to country, this idea, and we just talked about the voice and behavior change, are actually topics where you can contribute a lot, but I think given that we are here in Canberra, and sometimes Auntie Violet talks about it, the word Canberra, I don't think I tell many people new things, is a word, comes from an Indigenous word, Gambera, I should have asked her for the correct pronunciation, called meeting place. So it's traditionally a meeting place, and we not only are careful that this is has a long tradition to actually meet and learn from each other, but it's also a place where people for a long time came together to solve the big problems of the world. So when I just learned this morning that this association was actually founded here 21 years ago, I think it's really good to come back. And as a faculty, Rochelle already mentioned, we really now take a focus on saying we want to be, among other things, a faculty for business, government and law with a focus on working with and for government. And I think your conference is one of the best examples of that. For 21 years, as I just learned, you actually work on using insights from business to do better. And very often that means working with and for government. So I'm really happy to see this conference to be held at the University of Canberra. I'm very grateful for Rebecca and Rochelle to bring them here, but I'm also very grateful that you accepted our invitation. I want to play a little bit on this idea of that this is a meeting place and emphasize what I see in the room as well. And I think it's a great combination as well From what I saw from people that are registered, we have a lot of academics, which is not unusual. It's an academic conference hosted by a university. But we also have lots of people from government. Can I get a couple of hands for people from government, or are they mainly online? There we go. Don't be shy. The idea is to come together and meet. I don't know whether that's particularly good nudging here. And we have a couple of people from business. Is that correct? Yeah, there we go. So it is actually the type of exciting mixture that I think you have in your themes as well. You want to lead behavior change and doing good things. As a dean of a faculty for business government law, I'm very convinced this is best done by actually creating, call it an ecosystem, but creating opportunities to come together, share problems, and talk about solutions. I think we currently see in world politics that this type of conversations are very hard to have in a proper and good way. I think this type of conferences are very important to actually raise the problems and work on evidence-driven solutions and not trying to shout out solutions and just think if you say it loud enough it works. I'm pretty sure a lot of people in social marketing have done a lot of work to show that that isn't the best way to go. So the last bit of my welcome and opening the conference would be to encourage you to think of us. When I accepted this job at the University of Canberra, and Rochelle talked a little bit about the discussions we had, I found it very exciting to take the opportunity and work with the faculty to be actually a place where people can come to potentially have a voice to talk to the Australian government. So that this conference is a very good example. I think it is a great place to have it in Canberra because it's easier for people from Canberra to come. In general, a lot of the projects we work on, you have opportunities to get senior people from government to attend a seminar that you give here, but we would like to see us, and I think Rochelle and Rebecca and the colleagues in social marketing are very keen to work with colleagues to actually help you to make this connection, to get impact for your research. Because that's the other part that I find exciting, why I'm happy to have this conference. It's not just academics, it's not just business, it has this focus on impact and achieving better outcomes. So having said all that, and I have to say, Rochelle took me off the notes a little bit, so I hope it was still reasonable, consistent. I didn't want to repeat everything. I wish you all the success for the conference. I looked at the program. Fortunately, I will have to run out, but I will be back in between for sessions. This looks to me like a really exciting conference. I'm very happy to have you all here and that you chose the University of Canberra as the university that hosts this conference. And I hope it doesn't take 21 years until you're back, because I think you do important work, and it's important work to have it presented here in the nation's capital. Thank you very much, and good luck with your conference.